What's going down, y'all? One half of the Wake Up Crew back in action to talk to you about some WNBA prop bets over on PrizePicks for this Thursday, July the 7th WNBA slate. We got 3 games on today, and I'm excited to be back in the saddle. I've been out a couple of days. Your boy has not been feeling well. The sickness came through the household, hit us all, so it's been a struggle bus over here, but got the data, we got the plays, and I'm excited because this is the last night we got WNBA for a while. The WNBA All-Star break is coming up. I believe after tonight, we have nothing else on the schedule until next Tuesday. The 12th, I believe, is when they return to action. So hopefully we got some good data for some good plays tonight so we can win big going into this All-Star break. So glad that you're here. Glad that you tapped in. Quick recap, because I'm transparent like that. You know, I've been following what y'all want. I see a lot of people giving picks, giving analysis, and they're not showing their work. How do they do? How many units are they up? What's their win-loss record? All of that stuff. So to let y'all know, for the month of July, this is where I stand personally for the plays that I've recommended and we've talked about. We're 13-12 in the month of July in the WNBA. We are up 14.75 units for the month of July in the WNBA prop betting space over on PrizePicks. And yes, the way that I calculated every 2-pick power play, because that's normally what I do, mix and match those, that, you know, both of those have to hit in order for me to count that as a win. If one player hits and the other, I'm not going through saying, yeah, that one hit, this one didn't. No. Did the 2-pick power play hit, yay or nay? So far for the month of July, 13-12, 14.75 units. We are up. We are up, which is awesome. So if you've been tailing, following along with the journey, hopefully the data is helping you out. And if not, if it's your first time here, tap in, man. We're doing some good stuff. So let's get into it right after the intro, baby. Right, let's get it. Let's look at the lineups. What we have, any key injuries, anybody out? Queen Egbo probably not going to play for Indiana. Game time decision there. Victoria Vivens, that popped up. I did not know she potentially might miss this game. So we got to pay attention to that for Indiana. The Liberty side, still no Rebecca Allen, so more minutes for Howard and Dolson, Dangerfield, good for there. No Brittany Griner. Get Brittany Griner home for Phoenix, the Phoenix Mercury. Sue Bird is out for the Seattle Storm. In L.A., Brittany Sykes out, and Christy Tolliver is out. Lexi Brown, let's get it tonight. So full on slate. You know, Sabrina Ionescu, she went off last night, playing on a back-to-back. Just a little concerned about her minutes going into the All-Star break, but still should be a good play tonight. So let's get over to the model, and I'm going to pop back on the screen. Boom, there I am right there. And let's take a look. We got everything filtered out. I want 55% probability to go over and higher. Just wanted to talk through some plays and some players. So we've got look at this new data sheet over here on Sparry, man. Our partners, My Sparry, make sure you tap into them. You can find the link to them in the description. Love how they have all this listed out now. Points, assists, rebounds, and par. Last 5 data all on one sheet, so we can take a look at that for these players in this matchup. But back to the model and some plays that I'm looking at. So let's just talk team, right? Let's talk team. And I got my notebook here. Took some well-crafted notes. Chicago versus Indiana. First game I want to talk about and what you want to target in this game. So Chicago, Indiana. If you're going to target players to attack Indiana, you want to attack them with forwards. They give it the most points, rebounds, and the second most assists to forwards in the WNBA. So this bodes well for Emma Mason, Cheyenne Parker. On the other side of the court, if you want to attack Chicago, guards, their assists. They give up the second most assists in the WNBA to guards. And they're really bad versus forwards and centers, right? Forwards, the second most points per game to forwards should be a boost for Nalissa Smith or Emily Inslinger. They give up the 4th most rebounds to forwards and the 4th most points to centers in the WNBA. That's what Chicago gives up. So looking at Inslinger, Nalissa Smith, those would be good targets to attack Chicago with. They are not good versus forwards. They're really not good with bigs at all. So might not be a bad play to target those two, and we'll look at their individual props in a minute. And then if you're going to attack Indiana, Candace Parker and Emma Mason are 2 good bets. Allie Quigley's been on a heater lately. She's been really good over the past couple of games, and Kalia Copper doing her thing as well. looking at the New York Liberty and the Phoenix Mercury, if you want to play players in this game, I know Skylar Diggins-Smith is a beast. She's going to get her points up. But you want to attack Phoenix with guard plays. So Sabrina Ionescu and Marina, MJ, those two guards, right? They give up the most points, the 5th most rebounds, the 4th most assists, 2 guards in the WNBA. So Sabrina's par, her fantasy score, her points should all be good, as well as MJ, who played really well in the second half last night. They also are not very good against centers. They give the most points to centers, the most assists to centers, the 2nd most rebounds per game given up to centers is what Phoenix gives up. So Stephanie Dolson, Natasha Howard can play either of those two. We'll look at them in the model in a second. Pardon me, y'all. Still trying to recover. I'm still trying to recover. Bear with me. And if you want to attack New York, the funny thing is, they're pretty much like middle of the road in the WNBA against everything. They give up the fewest assists per game to guards, and they give up the 2nd most rebounds per game to guards. So there's really not an edge that I found to attack New York. You bet on the players. If you're going to pick anybody from Phoenix, bet on the players that's getting the minutes. Like Skylar Diggins-Smith would be the one that I would try to target from the Phoenix Mercury. And then the final game, Seattle and LA. If you're going to attack Seattle, forwards and centers, bigs. 3rd most points per game given up to guards in the rebound department, 2nd most points to centers, the most assists to forwards, the 5th most points per game given up by Seattle to forwards. So Nneka Ogwumike should be good. Liz Cambage should play well as well in this one. Seattle, they give up the 3rd most rebounds to guards. They're really good versus guards in the point department, right? So I know I talked about Lexi Brown, but they give up the fewest points per game to guards in the WNBA. And then if you want to attack LA, this is per the data, they give up the 3rd fewest points per game to forwards. Now, Brianna Stewart's one of the best players in the WNBA, so you got to take that with a grain of salt. But they give up, the 3rd fewest points per game to forwards. They give up a bunch of points, rebounds to guards, and then they give up a lot to centers. The 3rd most points per game given up to centers, as well as the 4th most rebounds per game given up to centers. So there's a quick overview of how you want to attack those players. So let's look at the actual props and projections. So the highest edge probability to an over in the model is Zoo or Shu from the New York Liberty, the big center for the Liberty. Her fantasy score, her prop is 17.5, got it projected at 19.5, 76% probability to go over. She had 38.1 in the last game. I mean, I took an under and got wrecked last night taking an under on that. Now, the problem is only 18 minutes. 18 minutes. Now, Liberty versus Phoenix, right? They give the most points, the 2nd most rebounds, and the most assists to centers. I like to play. Anytime I see somebody that's a 70% probability or higher in my model, I'm going to like it. And the points look good on her. Got it projected for 10 points. She had 13 in the, she had points, she had 24 last game, which is nuts, which I know that's inflating the projections a little bit. So if I was going to do anything, I would probably take the fantasy score, banking on her getting a block or two here or there, not turning the ball over. I like this fantasy score projection, getting 2 points right here, the projection over props, so I don't mind it at all. Sabrina Ionescu, we talked about her. Whatever you want to take, the points, the rebounds, the assist. I mean, the points, rebounds, and assist. I kind of like the par. I'm fingers crossed. You see the minutes, right? Well, you don't see it because my face is over it. 36.2 minutes per game over the last 5. Coming off of a game last night, how much is she going to play going in the All-Star break? Probably a lot, right? Probably a lot. So Sabrina's par, I like that number, that 33, over 33 as well for her. The data supports it. A couple of other players that we want to talk about. We talked about attacking Seattle with forwards, giving up the most assists and the 5th most points per game to forwards. There goes Nneka right there. Her points, rebounds, and assists. She's been hot lately. Look at this for Nneka. 31, 28, 28, 35. This is in my model. You can't see it here. But if we go over here back to my sparring, there's Nneka Ogwumike. There it is. 30.6 over her last 5. 31, 28, 28, and 35 for Nneka. So good. I don't mind that at all in a battle against Stewie and Ezzie Magbegor, Tina Charles as well. They got a lot of bodies to throw at her. Liz Cambage, the rebound prop for her, 7.5, got her projected at 8-1. I'd rather dabble in the points, rebounds, and assists for Liz. 22.5, got her projected for 24.4 over her last 5. The uptick in minutes for Liz is just a couple of games ago, she was getting about 19 minutes a game, and now she's right at 25. And with the increased minutes, look at this, 26, 35, 27, and 26. I really like that for Cambage. MJ, Marine, I don't know how to pronounce the name, but you know what it was from the Liberty, came on strong last night. I like her points, rebounds, and assists. There goes Skylar Diggins-Smith over that 19.5 points. And while there's not a lot of opponent average edge against the Liberty, I'm just going to take the player. If I'm messing with anybody from Phoenix, I'm taking the player who's playing damn near the entire game, 34 minutes per game for Skylar Diggins-Smith. There goes Stewie right there, Brianna Stewart, her fantasy score at 38. Just come down a little bit, man. Come with Tina Charles there. Those high fantasy score point outings for Stewart have kind of dropped off a little bit, 32 and then 30 over her last 2 games. Still got her projected to go over her fantasy score, but I probably would leave this one alone in this matchup tonight. We've got Candace Parker. Her points at 13.5, got her projected for 14.3. And again, if you want to attack Indiana, you attack Indiana with forwards. They give up the most points, most rebounds, and the second most assists to forwards in the WNBA. And I know they got Candace Parker listed as a center forward, same difference, right? I like Candace Parker tonight as well, and she will be in on a couple of tickets. So there's the model, there's the data. You know we don't charge you for picks. We're just giving you the data, giving you the information. So here it goes. Here goes some of the edges and the probability that I like. I like Shu. I like Sabrina. Candace Parker, there she is at the top right there with the rebounds. Almost a full. She's averaging 10.2 over her last 5. And like I said, Indiana gives up a ton of rebounds. So maybe this may be the better play right here. Candace Parker just taking the over rebounds in that department. There's NECA. Her par, we talked about that as well. And if you want to attack Seattle with forwards. So I think there's some good players on the slate tonight. I think this is good. I think the model's going to treat us well going into the All-Star break. So I hope it works out well for you. Thank you for tapping in. If it's your first time here, we show our work. Told you, 13-12 through the month of July, up 14 units betting on the WNBA using this model, using my sparring, using this analysis. So hopefully it's helped you all out as well. Hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, and like the content. And as always, if you tail, give PrizePicks hell, and if we fail, don't bail. We'll be back next week with more WNBA picks. Good luck, good night, and enjoy the break from the WNBA. We out. Peace.